the night began for Kyle Rittenhouse explaining to various members of conservative media who were on the ground there doing the actual coverage why he was there. So here's the 17-year-old guy explaining that not only is he there to protect private property, he's also a trained EMT, so he's there to provide medical attention to people. By the way, in the early hours of this particular riot, he provided medical attention to the rioters and looters. Okay, that is not a white supremacist out to shoot rioters and looters. Here was Kyle Rittenhouse explaining.
We're protecting from the citizens, and I just got pepper sprayed by a person in the crowd.
So you had non-lethal, but you didn't respond.
We don't have non-lethal.
So you guys are full on ready to defend the property?
Yes, we are. Now, if I can ask, can you guys step back? Medical, EMS right here. I'm an EMT. I'm an EMT.
Okay, so literally at the end of the tape, he says, I'm an EMT. I'm happy to help, right? Those are rioters and looters. Those are the protesters, right? I'm happy to help. Okay, while he is being pursued, this is according to the New York Times, while he is being pursued, an unknown gunman fires the first shot into the air. So he doesn't fire the first shot. Somebody else is chasing him and fires the first shot. You can actually see it in another angle of this particular tape. But here is what then what happens is he goes behind a car. There's a man who's throwing things at him and chasing him. You hear some shouting, and then he fires, right? According to the New York Times, while he's being pursued, an unknown gunman fires the first shot into the air. Rittenhouse turns toward the sound of the gunfire as another pursuer lunges toward him. He then fires 4 times with his assault rifle and appears to shoot the man in the head. Okay, so this is all disturbing footage, so you've been warned. Here is the tape. You can see Rittenhouse being pursued by this guy, chasing him. He throws something. It's not a Molotov cocktail, by the way. It's a bag filled with something. Okay, and then there's a slight delay. And then you see the shots go off. Okay, now at this point, it's unclear why Rittenhouse was being chased, why he was in the area of this car dealership. It's about 4 blocks away from the one that he was originally protecting. Okay, the initial shot were fired by 3 more shots in the parking lot. We don't know who fired them. Rittenhouse then takes out his phone and he makes a phone call. He calls 911 to both turn himself in because somebody has been shot, right? You can see him there on the cell phone. And he's calling. He's calling the cops to come. And then people start chasing him again. So people start chasing him again, which brings us to tape number 2. Now, he's running away from a mob that is attempting to do him harm. How do we know they're attempting to do him harm? Because he falls down and one of them shouts, "Get his ass." At which point a man jumps on him with a skateboard and tries to club him with the skateboard. At this point, Rittenhouse shoots the guy who's trying to club him with the skateboard, and there's another man who's approaching him with the pistol. Now, we don't know if this guy with the pistol is the one who originally fired the shot in the air at the incident a minute and a half earlier. Okay, and here is what it looked like when he shot 2 other people. One of these guys died. He was running toward the police, by the way, to turn himself in. Right? This is what he was doing. Okay, so you can see this guy hits him from behind. There are people chasing him. You can see he's pushed from behind and he falls down on the ground. He turns around and a guy tries to jump on him with the skateboard. There's several people trying to jump on him. He shoots one of them, and then another guy has a gun and he shoots him in the arm. The guy who's shot in the arm does have a pistol. There are pictures of him. Half his arm is gone, because this is what happens when you get hit close range by a bullet. And then he's trying to surrender. The cops don't actually know what's going on at this point, so they drive past him. So people have been using this as, why didn't they arrest him? Because they don't know what's going on yet. He's with his hands up. That's why they don't arrest him. Like, why didn't they shoot him? They shot Jacob Blake because he wasn't going for a knife against the cops. That would be the reason, guys. Trevor Noah, idiot, was like, oh, well, Jacob Blake got shot. Why didn't they shoot this guy? Because he literally was not pointing a gun at them. That would be the reason. By the way, lots of criminals don't get shot by the cops. Okay, people pointed out that the shooter in Charleston, the horrible, racist shooting of the terrorist attack on the black church in Charleston, that shooter was captured alive by the cops. Right, because he didn't try to shoot the cops. The Washington, D.C. snipers were also captured alive by the cops. They were black because they weren't trying to shoot the cops. Okay, in any case, he ends up being arrested and charged with first-degree murder. Based on this tape, it's going to be very difficult to sustain a first-degree murder conviction.
You break dead.